Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series Gamer Edition Bumblebee. Yes, Studio Series is now branching out to the video games. And, well, looks like they're going to be starting off with War for Cybertron. So, yeah, this is actually quite exciting. Because now that we're getting video game Transformers figures again, this is opening up a number of possibilities. War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, possibly Devastation. So, yeah. And in fact, with that upcoming Cliffjumper, they said that he's based on the DS version of War for Cybertron, so who knows? But, well, for Bumblebee, let's start off with the box. And of course, we've got the standard Studio Series packaging. However, sort of got a bit of added pizzazz to it because we've got some added silver here. The Gamer Edition's got a new numbering system because we've got +01. And the plus is even a D-pad, which is kind of adorable. Of course, we've got the picture of War for Cybertron Bumblebee right there. Of course, from War for Cybertron, the video game. The side, this is actually silver instead of blue, which is actually quite cool. The side, we've got the picture of Bumblebee. And the backdrop's actually got the D-pad, which is really cool. The back, I've got them in both modes. Here, it actually says video game inspired instead of big screen inspired. Here it says Defend Icon, which is seen from the game. It's been quite a while since I've played the game, so I'm not really going to remember a lot from it. So here it says what he does in the game. So, yeah. And of course, the actual backdrop. Oh, look, the faux backdrop. I don't need that. But the actual backdrop. Once again, we've got the silver there for the base, which is really cool looking. And well, we've got this scene, which, again, I can't really remember where this is from. I know, I really need to play this game again, but, well, of course, you can put Bumblebee on here. In either mode. I think he works better in robot mode, but I just love how the Gamer Edition figures seem to be using a silver base for the backdrop instead of the red base that the normal figures use. So, yeah. And now, going to the actual figure. Well, of course, it's Bumblebee how he appeared in War for Cybertron. And of course, this is not his first figure. War for Cybertron Bumblebee had a figure way back in, I think, 2010 in Generations. But, of course, that was like, what, 13 years ago as of the time of recording. So, yeah, it's nice for this guy to get a figure again. Whether this is better or not, of course, that's up for your opinion. But, for my opinion, well, got the pendant wheels, which I think is really nice. Does he roll that well? Well, surprisingly, he actually rolls really nicely. I mean, look at that! This is probably one of the best rollers that I've got in my collection. So, yeah. Ooh. Further details, of course, got the little taillight sections here. Do have some visible sections here, but I mean, for one, this is a Cybertronian vehicle, so who knows, maybe he does look like this. Well, not in the game, but still. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the game, so... Hey, you know what? The heat is frying my brain, so let's just move on. Of course, we've got this black with a red stripe, which looks really nice. Got the front with the detailing and the Autobahn insignia, which again looks really nice. Got the top with this hinge, which, yeah, I'm 99.9% sure that hinge is not in the game model. The underneath, where, well, we can pretty much just see a crumpled up robot. But, well, of course, you're not going to be displaying him like this, are you? So, yeah. Overall, I'm just loving the details on this guy. And overall, if you're just looking at the vehicle mode, he looks almost exactly like how he does in the video game. I mean, sure, there's some panel lines, but, like, if you were to compare this with the model from the game, they pretty much just look almost one-to-one, and if you're an accuracy nut, which yeah, well, God, the word just left my body there, but if you're an accuracy nut, then, yeah, this vehicle mode is definitely one of the most accurate that I've seen. So, yeah, can't say the same for the cliff jumper, because that's sort of, well, the designer said that that's based on the DS version of the game instead of the full Cybertron version of Cliff Jumper. So, yeah. But for Bumblebee, yeah, this is basically just a one-on-one recreation of the model. Now, for the accessories, well, he actually comes with 3. So, starting off, we get this little dagger, or a sword. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. It just goes in the back like so. And we get these 2 guns. Can't remember their names, because, again, it's been forever since I've played the game. But we get this one, and we get the smaller one, and if you see that little nub in there, you know what that means. Blast effect compatibility. So, yep. And well, for storage on these guns, well, this one pegs underneath the car, like so. If I can get it lined up. Just probably not going to do it now because I'm on camera. We just want to take this and then just plug it under here. I can actually do this. There we go. And then for this just tabs on like so. So it just plugs on top. So we got this going on, which looks really cool. So, yeah. And well, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Yeah, I pretty much already praised how accurate this looks, so let's just move on to the transformation. So just removing all the accessories. Now, the transformations, I mean, I'm not sure if this is a shell former or not. Look, because like these are the legs, these are the arms, but most of this like forms a backpack. So let's just start this. So we take the back of the car, we unplug it. It just accordions onto the top like so. Take these sections. Move these little bits down. These are going to be his feet. Move these out. Close these up, and these tend to these tend to pop off quite easily, and that can be rather annoying. So just be wary of that. Then just unplug this. Well, unplug the side of the car like so. Move them around and just straighten them out. So now we've got his legs. Come around here and untap the waist section. Rotate that around. Untap the front wheels, because they also have the arms. Try and get this section up. Probably not in the way that I did it, because yeah, that sounded bad. But we get the arms out. We push this section in. We push in the chest, and that just taps in like so. Push the shoulder pads in. Rotate the forearms around. Rotate the wheel around, then just move the wrist so it kind of looks like it's connected. And, well, here we have Bumblebee in robot mode. And that's kind of a fiddly transformation. I mean, I probably did a few steps in the wrong order because there was a rather worrying snap there, so yeah, I probably did a few steps in the wrong order. So, and I think I'm seeing a few stressed bits of plastic, so yeah, be really careful when transforming this guy, as I think this guy could potentially break if you're not careful. And while thankfully this didn't come off, I have had complaints that this back section can come off. I'm not sure if it's like a QC thing or if it's a copy make vary thing, but my copy's back stays on quite well. It's only come off once, and that's because I wasn't sure like how to transform it correctly yet. So yeah. But looking at the robot mode, once again, I really like how this looks. Again, it looks almost like how he does in the game. I mean, not one-to-one. If I bring out the box again so we can compare. Like, you can just see how close it is. I mean, of course, there's no detailing on the side bit there, but I mean, of course I can forgive that, but if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the wheels are on the middle of the... I'm pretty sure that the wheels here are in the middle instead of the at the inward bit, but... And, like, the original 2010 figure actually did get that right. So, yeah, but... Other than that, I do really like how this looks. Keyword being looks, because... Well... Yeah, trying to, looking at this guy head on, he looks really nice. However, you can sort of see through this guy if you turn him around. Not to mention, people have complained that his legs do look backwards, but honestly, I don't really see it. I don't know. That's probably just me. But anyway, let's finally have the 360. Now, one thing that the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron figures seem to not have are the sculpted Autobot and Decepticon insignias on the back. Now, honestly, I can sort of see why they didn't do it. Like, budgets are different from how they were back in 2010, but again, I'm sort of bummed that they didn't include it. Because, remember, when you were playing War for Cybertron, you pretty much just saw the back of the figure, or the character most of the time, so... You were pretty much used to seeing that insignia thing on the back, so... Yeah, just sort of disappointing. I get why it's not there, like possible budget reasons, but still sort of disappointing. But anyway, looking at his head, now that's a really nice head sculpt. Again, it looks really close to how he does in the game. So yeah, and the Cliff Jumper redeco or retools. Like, funnily enough, even though it's based on how Cliff Jumper appears in DS War for Cybertron, the head is based on his appearance in Fuller Cybertron. I mean, okay then. So, yeah. Now let's move on to his accessories, and this is where it gets interesting. Now, of course, we can just give him his sword. Pretty easy there, it just plugs into the hands, but with the guns, well, it doesn't go in. That's because, if you remember in War for Cybertron, the gun actually transforms from the hand. So what do? You amputate him! That's right, you actually have to take off the entire forearm and then plug in the gun. I don't know why, but I find that hilarious, and I actually kind of love it. However, what I don't love, they don't give you a place to plug in the arm if you want to use the gun arm. So, say you want to display your Bumblebee with a gun for an arm, like he doesn't, because of course in War for Cybertron, well, of course in the game, like you'd always have a gun deployed, because of course you'd be shooting down like bad guys or good guys if you were playing as one of the Decepticons. So it would make sense to have the gun thing attached. And they do give you places to plug in the two guns. If I can stop dropping it. And then, so yeah, they do give you places to plug in the two guns if you just want to have this arm attached. However, they don't give you any place to plug in the arm, so you just have to set this off to the side or put it in an accessory bag or whatever. Which I honestly think Well, I mean, this is a deluxe class figure, so it sort of makes sense, but seeing how Optimus Prime had a dedicated spot to put his arm, if you weren't using it, and even Barricade, which is probably not intentional, but you can sort of fan mode it, which I'll do in his review. I just sort of think it's a bit disappointing, but ah well. But oh well. But anyway, of course, you can give him a gun arm. You can plug in a blast effect. There's no ports in the feet, so we can't do the laser feet, unfortunately. But if you want to give him this arm, then yeah, you can. Or you can give him this gun if you want. And of course, you just keep dropping things. So we got that going on. If you want to mix and match guns, then you can. If you want to mix and match arms, then you can, which I'm not going to do. Because Barricade's up there and I don't want to stand up to get him. However, if you just want to have him with the arm, because of course there's no place to put it, unlike with Prime and possibly not intentionally Barricade, which I'll show in his review. But so yeah, if you just want to have it with the hands, then there are spots to put the two guns. So yeah. And well, for this guy's articulation, well, the head can of course go side to side. It can sort of look up and down. It can tilt. The arms are in ball joints, so they can move. They can sort of T-pose. It's got elbows, bicep rotation. Just due to this one being removable, this one can sort of move as well. Due to transformation, the wrist can move inward. Waist rotation. Legs can go forward that far, back that far, just splits. Just can swivel. He's got knees. The foot can move. Just can sort of go out. And no ankle pivot. What the hell? This is something that both this guy and Barricade lack, and honestly, I don't know why. Almost every figure nowadays has an ankle pivot, and honestly, I just think that's detrimental to the posing. Because, I mean, if I just want to put this guy in a pose, well, he's sort of proving me wrong by standing perfectly fine, but I'm sure if I just, you see, if I could just put his ankle down, he would sound a lot better. But because I can't, he just falls over. Now, I don't have Prime yet, although I do plan to get him very soon. Yeah, he sort of had I sort of had problems pre-ordering him, so he's sort of sold out right now. But I do have plans of getting him really soon. So I don't know if Prime also lacks an ankle pivot, but I should hope not. But the fact that this guy in Barricade lacked him, it's definitely a huge complaint. But at least this guy has better posability than Barricade. Again, we'll see in his review. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So, complaints. Well, of course, we've already just talked about the ankles, but other complaints. Well, as I said, the transformation can be quite fiddly. Of course, as you probably heard, there was a worrying snap when I did it, so I think there's like a specific order of operations for doing it. So, yeah, just be careful. I also think that there should have been a specific place to put the arm or plug in the arm. Because at least with Prime, there's a place to put it, and with Barricade, even though it's probably not intentional, you can actually plug the arm onto his back. But this guy, if you want to display this guy with a gun arm, you better have an accessory bag, or you're going to risk losing this. So, yeah. I also found that even though they haven't popped off in this review, these can pop off quite easily. These little bits right here. So, yeah. So, do I recommend this guy? Well, if you're a huge fan of War for Cybertron, then I can see that has been a reason to pick this guy up. Do I recommend him over the original 2010 figure? Well, I can't really comment on that because I never had that figure. I did hear that was a pain to transform, though, even more so than this. So I'm just going to recommend this or not of it, like. Well, I'm just going to comment on this of it. This is I can't even speak. I'm just going to comment on this figure's own merits alone and not compare it to the original figure because, of course, I never had that original figure. So, do I recommend it or not? Well, as I said, if you are a huge fan of War for Cybertron, then sure. However, just be wary of the huge flaws, and if you don't like those flaws, then yeah, maybe not. So, before I risk stammering anymore because it's extremely hot and my brain is just extremely fried right now, let's end it here. So, this has been my review on Studio Series Gamer Edition Bumblebee, and this is Charlie Young signing off.